So here we go. Yesterday I didn't do any news because I really saw nothing that interested me. About the only thing that was interesting, and it really wasn't interesting, was an article about someone slicing books in half, which I just think is the stupidest thing ever. And of course, Twitter being Twitter, it became a trending big thing, mostly because of the book that the person cut up, which I don't care about that. Cutting your books is stupid, but it's not even worth wasting your time over. This, I don't like to get too political, and I don't want to get very political on this channel. But it's Conservative Nerd for a reason, and that reason is because I'm a conservative. And so when I saw this stupid article right here, I just had to respond. I mean, because it is part of the culture, this idea that it's xenophobic to restrict visas for pregnant women. Because here's the thing. They do this as a way to get in and scam the system. There have been houses that have been caught because there are people who bring these pregnant women in from Russia, from China, from other places. They pay to come into the U.S. to have their baby so their baby can become a U.S. citizen, and then that baby becomes a chain for them to be able to put themselves into the United States. That's scamming the system. It should not have been allowed in the first place because citizenship is at the discretion of the government. But we turned it into this abusive thing of, well, if they're born here, then they're automatically an American citizen. Well, what has that done? Ambassadors are not supposed to have American citizenships. Their children are not supposed to have American citizenships. But surprisingly, when you look into it, there are ambassadors that their children have American citizenship. Why? Because we do not follow protocol as we're supposed to. Because you go to a hospital and they just give you an American birth certificate because you had the baby at the hospital. So we're talking about something that starts with an abuse of power. And then you have this stupid article like this because, yes, of course, it's because we have to paint Donald Trump as just being this racist McRacist face, because how dare he not allow people to just cross borders as they please and do whatever they want in this country, and never mind the fact that the rest of us who are American citizens who have to pay our taxes and things like that, never mind the fact that illegals don't have to do those same things and that they can continue to abuse the American system, including getting on welfare and have taxpayers pay for them. Never mind all of that. It's just mean. It means you hate people because you want to protect your borders. I'm so sick and tired of that argument. I'm so sick and tired of the argument. And I'm even looking at what's this number one where Prince Charles gave Mike Pence a snubbing, and of course it's delicious. And it's sort of like, this is why Trump is going to get reelected. And I'm just going to say that. This is why he's going to get reelected, and this is why more people are going to vote for him. Because at this point, you look at this ridiculousness. You look at the fact of, you have these people who, back in 2016, they said, well, if Trump lost the election, he would never get over it. And then Trump won the election, and all that happened is they didn't get over it. They still have not gotten over it. To me, it used to be a joke, and it used to be funny, and I used to have fun back in 2016 because, the post-Trump derangement syndrome, I used to think, oh, that's just a funny thing. People will get over it. People will, just acknowledge that, look, it's 4 years. We have a vote every 4 years. Let's just, wait out the 4 years. If you don't like him, so what? Vote for the other person. And now we're at the situation where they still have not accepted it. And so now you've done impeachment because you just don't want to accept the results. If he wins in 2020, you've already set up a narrative whereby he falsely got it so that you still don't have to acknowledge it. And, and to me, I sit there and I look around and I go, when are Democrats going to accept? And this is like, not the far left Democrats. This is the regular ones. Like, when are you going to accept that your party is not the party that you thought it was? Like, I'm not a Republican because they suck. I mean, they do. They're not who they say that they are either. So when are Democrats going to accept that the party that you think is for the people is not for the people? Because I feel like we're at this crossroads place where people, like the author who wrote this, where they want complete and total open borders. They want us to pay for everyone's everything. They want to take everyone's money and divvy it out as they see fit. They want to, like, if you looked at the Project Veritas videos, they want to put people like me in gulags so that they can re-educate us, because how dare we be different? And I'm at the point, I don't care if this video gets restricted, because you know what? It's Nazi tactics. It's Nazi tactics. And I'm getting really, 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 really sick and tired of them hiding that fact and not being open at the fact that they are mean and nasty people who want to force people to do what they want them to do. And that they don't care about the outcome and they don't care about anybody. Because the reality is, the more people that we allow into this country illegal, the more people that we allow to come and skirt the system that is in place, that we allow to come in and just have babies and, get into the country for that. And the more people that we allow to draw from our resources, the worse this country is going to get. Not because the people are bad, but because we're going to stretch ourselves too thin. Money does not grow on trees. Like, I'm sure we all have heard versions of that growing up. Money does not grow on trees, and just printing money at the printing press is not going to help the economy. There's a consequence for the things that are happening, and these people don't seem to understand that there is a natural consequence to the foolishness that they keep trying to push. And there's no thought that comes into it anymore. It's literally a matter of, I just say this and I'm not going to think about it, and I'm not going to look at the evidence that's contrary. I'm just going to say it, and I'm going to yell at anybody who disagrees with me. So then these people get to take over the whole country, and they get to dictate to everybody what they're supposed to be doing. It's why we have the crazy Raylos. It's why we have the crazy Antifa. It's why we have, who they call themselves alt-right, but I don't even consider them right, because it's not right-wing that they're not even espousing right-wing tenets. Like, they're literally leftists who just are racists. And I'm going to be honest, when you listen to them, they want the same things that leftists wants. They just want it for white people only. So I'm not playing identity politics at this point. And I literally don't care at this point. I'm at the point where I'm just so sick and tired of looking at this stuff and having this stuff be in front of us and have them keep saying that you are, whatever ist or obia that they can call you when you won't allow yourself to be destroyed as a nation. I don't want the U.S. to go away. I'm not trying to have the U.S. be destroyed. So I believe in protecting our borders. I believe in a visa system where we actually look at things and we pay attention. I worked for the university systems. I did visas. Guess what? A lot of these people were hired because they were able to be hired cheap. So it's practically slave labor that many of them come over living. And Americans, because you have to pay Americans more, they don't get jobs. So in order for this system, this whole visa system in the first place, it's not very fair to Americans who can do the jobs. But these universities then turn around and say, oh, well, Americans can't do the jobs. That's why we're getting foreigners. But it's really, well, the foreigners can be paid less because they'll take less money. So we'll hire them. Like, this isn't a fair system to anybody, this visa system that we're living under. This idea, this idea of just bringing people in, like, it's definitely not fair to Americans, because for every foreigner and every, illegal that gets a job, and like, I'm gonna cut them because when you come over legally, I don't have a problem because you went through the system. And like I said, I helped do visas and things like that. It's not an easy system. There were people that were denied. It's a jacked up system in and of itself. They came over legally, so they have paperwork. They have a temporary kind of Social Security that allows them to pay taxes and things like that. So I don't fault them because they did the work. The ones that come and they become part of society, I don't have a problem with them. I have a problem with the ones who try to skirt around, who come in illegally, who want to take our resources, who want to come in and have babies and just get their kid a U.S. citizenship and then take their behinds home so that they can then try to get back into the country, technically illegally, because you're not doing it the way that you're supposed to be doing it. You're cheating and scamming the system, and I have a problem with people cheating and scamming the system, and I think that everyone should. I'm all for immigration that's done properly. Most Americans are for immigration that is done properly, but to have these people sit here and turn around and call you names because you are saying that you are for immigration done properly is a huge, huge problem. And I'm really hoping this year that, I'm really hoping this year that more and more information comes out, because I would love for them to just be honest for once. I would love for them to be honest. Like, you already have AOC who's been honest. They don't want people's money. They want the power and control. That is what these people want. They want power. They want control. They want to control what you do. They want to control what you think. They want to control where you go. They want to control everything about your life. They want to control your children's lives. They want to control your grandchildren's lives. They want to control everything around you. And it's one of those things where it's like, people, especially those who are more center, whether you're center left or center right, whether you're moderate or whatever, like, this is the time where you have to start waking up and you have to actually start paying attention and you have to actually start listening to what's going on. Because this past thing that we've been doing of burying our heads and pretending that things will just go away if we ignore it, that time has passed, because now we have what we have in the crazies trying to dictate. Because that happened because the rest of us turned around and said, well, if we just ignore it, it'll go away. There's no ignoring these kind of things anymore. There's no ignoring these kind of things anymore. Now we have to pay attention. We have no choice but to pay attention. And so, I guess that's my, my political rant. Because, like I said, I didn't really want to do a political rant, but I'm so sick and tired of this kind of attitude. And I'm really like there needs to be such pushback. And, I'm kind of at the place, YouTube is changing so much. And I know that I'm probably never am going to want to monetize on this platform, because I don't want to be forced to play by their rules. I don't like anybody. I don't like the idea of anybody trying to hold money over my head to keep me silent on certain issues. So it will limit me. And I know it'll limit me at the end. But you know what? I would rather be limited and still speak like I'm supposed to speak. And yeah, I can be clever and whatnot and try to talk around, but I'm never going to tailor myself, because it's that tailoring itself, and is. Like, when you look at it, it is part of the power and it is part of the control, because they get us to self-censor, because then we don't start saying certain words, because now we're scared that they're going to take our, they're going to take our videos and turn them from green to turn them to, yellow, or turn them to red. And, so now we're not speaking like we're supposed to be speaking. Now we don't say the things that we want to say. Now we, have to self-censor. And that's exactly how they gain power and control. That is how you reshape a whole people. You get them to start self-censoring. And the more that we self-censor, because remember, they're not self-censoring. They're not self-censoring at all. They're just talking. They're being as crazy as they want to be, and they're lying. I mean, they may lie, but they're certainly not self-censoring themselves. But the rest of us here are turning around and we're self-censoring because we're terrified of the backlash. Well, for me, I can definitely say, yeah, no more. I'm sick and tired of it. I'm not playing this game anymore. And that is pretty much my video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share, do all of that. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.